Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad to be here with you tonight. Hope everybody had an absolutely wonderful weekend. I had a nice weekend. Little bit of crafting, a little bit of family time, so it was nice. So while we're waiting for everyone to join, just a couple of housekeeping. Remember, if you like what you see, I would appreciate it if you would share my video and then comment share down in the comments, and you might get a chance to win the project I'm making tonight. Last week I made this really cute card using the Sweet Conversations bundle and some of the Sale-A-Bration designer series paper, and this is going to go out to Barbara Smith because Barbara shared my video and her name was randomly chosen. So Barbara, I'll be getting that out to you. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe to my channel, and then once you do that, click the little bell, and YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. Okay? So with that being said, I think we're going to get started. I'm using three different, is it three? One, two. I'm using three different products from Sale-A-Bration, and I have a fun fold for you too. So there's a lot of new fun stuff to show you tonight. So let me switch the view and we will get started. Okay, here we go. So tonight, I don't know what this fun fold is called, but you can see it opens up like this, and I just think it's so cute. So the first Sale-A-Bration item I use is the Driving By stamp set. It's free with a $50 purchase before shipping and tax. And we've got the cute little VW bus, the little VW with the presents on the top, and this little roadster with the balloons out the back. So I think it's really a cute, versatile set. We're going to use that tonight. Let's see. I'm also using the Simply Marbleous designer series paper from Sale-A-Bration. Remember, one side is kind of swirly, the other side looks like marble. It has pink. Let me see if I can show you. It has pink. There's the yellow. There's the purples. There's kind of the blue greens, and then more of the, and then there's some grays, and then the blues. So that's really versatile. And I'm also going to be using some of the Sunshine and Rainbows paper. This is also Sale-A-Bration. I've showed you this before, but it's just got some great, fun, bright, these are kind of my colors. I like these bright colors like this. You can get either of these packs of paper or this stamp set free with a $50 order before shipping and tax. And Sale-A-Bration runs until the end of February. So, okay, so what we're going to do is get started with this card. First of all, we are going to take, this is our base, and this base is 11 by 4 1/4. So it's just half of an 8.5 by 11, and it's cut long ways. So I'm going to put some score marks in it, because whenever we're doing a fancy fold, we almost always need to put score marks. So get my blade out of the way so I don't cut. So we are going to score this at 2.5. We are going to score this at 4. I'm going to score this at 7. Okay. There we go. There's our scoring. Let me put that out of the way. Put our card over here. Now, before let me show you this card. You can see it has just a piece of cardstock on the back as kind of a base. Okay, and that piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I believe this is the Bumblebee. Let me double check. Let me look at let me see. Yep, that is Bumblebee. I just had to double check. Bumblebee's an in color that's going to be retiring at the end of May. So if you like this color, you need to be sure and get it. So anyway, what we do is we're gluing this, putting adhesive on the center section and then gluing it down. And the first card I made, I had it all put together and then was putting it on the base. But what I found is that it was easier to put it on now, because I'm going to put some adhesive here. I'm going to use liquid adhesive, and I'll tell you why. And then just center this in between here. And by using the liquid adhesive, the green glue, it's very easy for me to get that centered. You may not be able to see it, but I can get it centered right between those score lines. Let me see. Yeah, there you can see it. You see the other score line there? Yeah, so it was just, I found it was just easier to do it this way. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here. Sometimes this liquid glue is the exact right. Whoops, I've got a little plug here. There we go. Now I'm just gonna smear this around a little bit. There we are. Good. And again, the liquid adhesive will it'll give me just a few seconds to move it around and make sure I get it aligned perfectly. And there we go. Okay. I'm going to flip it over, and now I'm going to fold it. And I found that was much easier than folding it and then attaching it. So, I mean, you may not find, but I thought this was the easier way. So, use my bone folder here to score my score lines, or to put the crease in them. And there we go. And there we go, perfect. And that's already done. Okay, so now all we have to do is concentrate. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll go ahead and we will put the designer series paper here. And you know what I'm realizing is I did not cut it ahead of time, so I will do it right now. Let me get a piece out of here with this yellow paper. Is that the right stuff? Yep, that's the right one. Okay, let me find my little, I'll use my little mini trimmer. So, these two pieces of paper are 2 1/4 by 4, and I know this is 6 by 6, so I'm going to cut this 4 right here. And then I need 2 1/4. There's 2 1/4 right here, and 2 1/4 right here. And I mean, the pieces that are left are still nice size, so I can use them in, probably in another project. So these will go here. I'll go ahead and put those on. I will just use my stamp and seal. Kind of center them there. Okay. Do the same thing with this one. I just love how this cute little bust turned out. So. Okay, now the base is done. Now we're going to work on on the fun panel. Okay, so I have a piece of basic white, and I'm going to double check here. It's 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, I'm going to get my Memento Black ink and get that stamp inked up and stamped. And I'm going to put the bust toward the left side of my card here. Right about here. Perfect. Okay, and as long as I'm stamping, now I'm pulling out a piece. This is from the rainbow paper that I showed you from Sale-A-Bration. It has this great cloud pattern in there. So I am going to stamp the sentiment, driving by to say hi, on one of the clouds. I think I'll go ahead and I'll use that one there. I don't know, I've made several cards with this, where's my scissors? You know, with the rainbows, and I've used the cloud punch here that I'm going to show you. And I love stamping on putting the sentiment on the cloud. Okay, so I'm going to punch this out using our cloud punch, but there's nothing for me to hold on to put it in here. So I'm going to get a sticky note, post-it note, use the adhesive on it. Now I have a handle. Great tip. Oh, no. See, look at that, fits perfect. There we go. Okay, now I think we're done stamping. Actually, I'm not. One more thing I have to stamp. Okay, so this bust, you're like, wow, how did you do that? And what I did was I took a piece of designer series paper. This paper is from the set called Pattern Party, and it's a really huge set of paper that you can get with Stampin' Rewards. So you have a party, and the free product that you get, you use that money to purchase that paper. It is a great pack of paper. I love it. I've used it several times in videos. So what we're going to do to get the design on here is I'm going to stamp the bus right on here, just like that. Can you see that? And then cut it out, fussy cut it out. And it's really not that hard, and you're not going to have to sit here and watch me do it because I have already done. I cut out the body and I cut out the top. Okay, now when you cut it out, just be aware of where you're cutting. The first card I made using this, I did it in the blue. I made the wheel wells gray. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not that fond. But then the next time I did it, I left the wheel wells as, you know, the same as the paper, and I like it better. But really, it's whatever. And you know what? I realized I didn't finish coloring in my tires there. I'll have to finish that, but we'll do it on the finished one, okay? So on this one, I left the wheel wells as patterned. Now I want to get a scrap piece of paper here, so we're going to color in with the blends first. And I learned that you want to color before you attach your paper because these blends can and will bleed, okay? So I'm going to go through the colors real quick, and they'll be in the video description below. I have light Pool Party, I have light Crumb Cake, I have dark Poppy Parade, light Smoky Slate, dark Smoky Slate, and light Granny Apple Green. Okay, those are the blends that I'm going to use for this card. Okay, we're going to get started here, and I'm going to start with the Granny Apple Green. the light one. And I have to laugh. When I was coloring this, all I could hear was that song where it talks about a chartreuse microbus. Anybody remember that song? I had to look it up, actually. It was from 1975. It was a song called Convoy, back when, you know, CB radios were all the rage. But now I'm dating myself. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, that's the only thing I'm doing the green on. I'm going to use the light pool party for the headlight and the windows. Okay, just so that they're not totally white. I mean, you could leave them white. And I have a friend that would absolutely love this card. I know exactly who I'm sending it to. I'm gonna do the headlight in the pool party too. And it'll be her birthday card this year. She doesn't watch, so I'm not too worried. The light crumb cake I'm gonna do as some ground to just kind of ground it a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use the dark Smoky Slate for the tires, okay? So, yeah, I went ahead and cut out the designer series paper that I'm going to attach to this bus because you all know how to cut out. I didn't want to make you sit through that. And sometimes I cut kind of slow. Okay, now I'm using the light Smoky Slate for the bumpers and the tail light. Okay. The tailpipe, I mean. Okay. Is that everything? I think that's all I used on that. And I'm going to use the dark Poppy Parade for the tail light. Anyway, there we go. Okay, now we can attach. See how you want to, it bleeds through, and sometimes it'll bleed onto what's underneath, so you got to be careful with it. So we are going to put the designer series paper on the bus. I'm going to use my little handy tool here to hold this. Okay, I'm going to use just the lightest I can because I don't want it to ooze out from underneath if I can help it. Beautiful, beautiful. Oops, it slid just a little bit. There we go. Now for the body of the minibus here. And I think you could do this in, you know, lots of different patterns. You could make it masculine. This is kind of hippie, I think. But I think it's fun. And look at that. Just transforms that bus. Is that not cool? I love that. Okay. Set this out of the way. Put that away. And we're going to put this on the what color was that? Bumblebee. This piece is 3 by 3 3/4. When I was making this, the one thing I wish that there were in this stamp set that they had done was made a little stamp for exhaust, you know, so I could show like exhaust coming out of the back of it, but that's okay. I suppose if I wanted to, I could draw some, but I'm not going to. I'm not that creative. I don't draw very well. That's why I use stamps. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to attach this little cloud right up here. I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Let's see. Where are my dimensionals at? I'm going to just put them on. I'm going to put one here because I want it. Let's see. Where do I want to put it? This one will go here like this. I'm going to put one right down here. I think that'll work. And we are almost done. So have you picked out all your Sale-A-Bration items that you're looking to get? I'm going to tell you, if there's something you really want, don't wait, because things do sell out and they can't always get them back in stock. Okay, so then we're going to put adhesive just on the one side of this panel because it'll go over there. Let's see, here we go. Put a couple of strips of adhesive, of seal. I think that works. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the tires on this one too. Okay, let me see here. I think that I will do do this here in green, in the green. See, look at that, I almost forgot it twice. Then I think I'm going to use Mango Melody. So I'll use the light. So I'm adding another color. We'll do that for the center hubcaps. I mean, I could go with the gray, but it's a hippie bus, right? So we want to make it bright. There we go. Okay. And we could probably use an embellishment or two. Let's see. I hadn't thought about that, but I think we could. I always like my sequins, but I think I used those last time. But you know what? We may just pull them out again anyway. Okay. Let's see. I really do like all these sequins. Let's see which color that one was. It's Mango Melody, Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral. Okay, I think that might be the Mango Melody. Okay, let me put a few of those, a couple of those on here. So you can see here. And we'll put one more right down here. There we go, just jazzes it up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So like I said, we used 3 different items from Sale-A-Bration. We used the drive-by stamp set. We used the Simply Marbleous Designer Series paper. And we used the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper for the cloud. So I want to thank you for joining me. If there's anything you need to order from Stampin' Up, let me know. I'll be happy to help you order. If you're going online yourself, here's my address, my store address. Use the host code. And remember, for every $50 before shipping and tax, you can pick out a free item from Sale-A-Bration. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining. I will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye now.